About 40% of Papua New Guinea's land is covered with timber-rich trees, whilst the domestic woodworking industry has been slow to develop. The country's timber industry was significantly not active in 1998 due to low world prices, but rebounded in 1999. The forestry sector, along with agriculture and fisheries, account for most of the labor force of PNG. Round log export has been the common practice, but the Marape-led government is eyeing downstream processing in the future.
You have the first opportunity to partner government into the downstream space. For if you are not in the mindset of partnering government in the downstream space, pack up today and leave our source.
Concerns have been raised on deforestation in PNG, with an estimated rate of 1.4% of tropical forest being lost annually. This has mainly been blamed on illegal logging, which contributes to 70 to 90% of all timber exports, one of the highest rates in the world. Illegal logging is linked to corruption, environmental issues, and human rights concerns. And so licensing, particularly for dominant foreign logging companies, has been looked into to address illegal logging activities. This is part of charting the way forward for the forestry sector.
And for this occasion, we have the honor to carve out the future of the forestry sector into the path in which we must travel on, taking back the forestry sector from the hands of complacency, from the hands of corruption, perpetrated or real, taking it back from the hands of recklessness, taking it back from the hands of deprivation of our people in benefits.
This was made known during the PNG Forest Authority's launching of its 2021 to 2030 corporate plan this week.
I must admit, though, that it is an ambitious plan. The strategic priority areas, key result areas, and strategic activities outlined in the plan are broad and demand high level of proficiency in performance.
The PNG Forest Authority was established in 1993 under the Forestry Act 1991, replacing the former Department of Forest and unified all provincial forest divisions and the Forest Industries Council. This restructuring resulted from the 1989 Barnett Commission of Inquiry into Forestry in Papua New Guinea. Whilst the mandate of PNGFA is to promote the management and wise utilization of PNG's forest resources is a renewable asset for the well-being of present and future generations, it was made known during the launching of the new corporate plan that there is a lot to be sorted out internally before dealing with external factors.
I seek sufficient funding support to be invested in the implementation of these plans and its supporting strategies to improve monitoring and control of the development and utilization of PNG's forests to ensure sustainable management and of those resources and to improve sustainable wealth and revenue generation.
There are many logging projects currently operating in the country. Some have ceased operations as landowners raised concerns on the legality of their operations as well as their commitment in fulfilling development projects as per agreements signed. Most recently, affected landowners in the Kikori-Baimuru logging project area of Gulf Province have claimed that the operator, Turama Forest Industries, a foreign-owned company, operated illegally between 1999 and 2019 as the operating license expired already back then. The landowner representatives demand the PNG Forest Authority to remove the Turama Forest Industries operations license immediately and be reissued to local logging company Kikori Forest Management Limited, as they say development projects promised under the TFI operations agreement have not been implemented after decades of logging operations. TFI ceased logging operations in the area in 2019, which the landowners also say was done inappropriately. and over 3.3 billion kina worth of development projects remain outstanding.
In this timber permit, Turama has few projects stipulated as the state as the Turama's the contract obligations, timber permit obligations. Turama operated for almost 63 years in Gulf province, almost 37 years in Turama TRP, and 26 years in 3FM areas, 63 years in Gulf. Within that duration, there's nothing to show for. There is no infrastructure and investment projects for the landowners.
TFI failed by putting all these waterways owners, putting them up in a tree area. So all this time, each operation for 26 years, it was paying those waterway owners, denying our rights, our benefits whatsoever.
Turama owing me. Promise for me no come up. Malkia money me papa ground. Papa blow DY.
TFI have denied our rights, so Mipla like him TFI go. So Mipla by need him, or Mipla like him, Mipla by walking timber, and Kikori Forest by making.
Suppose me go operate the foreign countries like China or Malaysia. Suppose me no got permit by me operate. Without permit. Now, people go ask him status, how, why? All allow him to Roma come operate with a reviewing this permit.
Similarly, landowners of the Lako Imila logging project in Abao and Rigo districts of Central Province are unhappy over foreign logging operations in the area, in which they claim there is illegal logging as the permit has expired already. Despite an agreement signed between the landowners and local logging company Kikori Forest Management Limited on Christmas Day last year, Malaysian-owned logging operator Kinmas, which was asked to move out as a result of the permit expiring, is still operating through Kupiano, in which the company has been harvesting logs in the area over the last decade.
On Kupiano project, we have signed the deal with the landowners, the 22 ILGs in Kupiano, and the project agreement, the contract was signed on the 25th December on the 20th, 2020, on the 25th, 2020. Now that agreement stands with the landowners. We're just trying to find a way to making sure that Kinmas, who are operating down there, to leave that place, because the permit, Oyapura permit, timber permit, LFA has been lapsed. So we try to get the LFA reviewed again and reissued to Kikori Forest or a joint venture company.
And why is Kimas operating down in Kupiano? There's also trying to bring another case because my father, Bakeleba, Kimas has promised to pay 35 million. He haven't paid. And talking about that, 2011 to 2021, now it's 10 years operation. The payment is not be paid. So what's I'm questioning now, please, Forestry, can you help us with this issue?
Coming across to Kinmas, there's no proper development plan, which I made up my mind with my 23 clans to hold Kikori Forest to sign an agreement, because the agreement that we have signed is the best and ever agreement which we have signed. That's why now myself, Bruce, and the Kikori Forest will be operating, and with the 23 clans, we'll be operating together.
The Minister for Forests responded to some of the concerns raised by these landowners during the PNGFA corporate plan launch.
Some companies that are, could be operating illegally, and we will look into those matters as soon as possible. Once we've get our internal affairs sorted out, we will get there eventually, because we would like to see the industry participate fairly, where both the operator, developer, the landowners, and the country benefits from such operations.
So challenges for the forest industry remain in terms of dealing with various logging companies or developers and the landowners concerned. But the potential for the industry to boost the economy remains high as government embarks on downstream processing and strict rules put in place. However, implementation of the new plan launched is key to achieving this.